good. I was good, and we was good. But there was my crew. Most of them, they was all, you know, really better than me. And I lost interest when I saw that I wasn't as good as everybody else doing it. So I gravitated to the next element, okay? What I noticed was, if you go in an event, be it a club, be it a party, be it a park or jam, whatever, there's hundreds of people dancing, right? But there's only one person making them dance.
There he is.
DJ. Okay, and there were way less DJs than there were dancers back then. So I gravitated to the next element and I became a DJ.
You played to your strength.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I mean, I covered all the elements. I mastered a couple of them.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did. I stuck with DJ. Any more questions?
You mentioned trains earlier, and obviously the film focuses a lot on trains. It's just like static shots of people going past. I guess they're like almost moving sort of billboards for the culture. Did they go, like those ones we see in the film, were they just local to the Bronx and it was kind of contained within there, or were they going all over the city? So you mentioned like they got pissed off and they started, you know, changing how they're made and cleaning them. Were they just going all over 5 boroughs, or were they?
That was the problem. Not the problem, that was the great thing for graffiti artists, because you had graffiti on handball courts, you know, on the sides of buildings, like I said, on the sides of buildings and stuff, but the train is the way your name is going to get known all over the city, because that train is going to travel from the Bronx through Harlem to Brooklyn, okay, and they run all over the city. So if you like somebody that they call an all city, like you hit all the trains, everything in New York, your name is going to be seen all over New York, all day, every day. Yes, yes. So the main thing for graffiti artists was called getting up. So getting up is not just painting somewhere, but painting everywhere, so everybody knows your tag. Okay, now how hard is it to paint everywhere in New York City as opposed to painting on the train? It just goes through everywhere in New York City. So that was the mentality of the graffiti artists, and that was the great thing about the MTA. It helped spread the culture throughout the city, and we got some great visuals going back and forth to work and school.
Are there still a lot of painting going on in the trains now?
Not a lot. No. You still got your rebels, you know, you still got tags, you know, people tagging up, you know what I mean, but not as many pieces and whole cars and things like that. Trains are pretty much monitored, you know, better. And like I said, graffiti don't stick to the trains.
Any more questions?
Obviously it's all about all the hip hop is about like your attitude, just doing what you're doing. How do you think that either social media is gonna help people get their own like different towns and cities get their own style instead of having lifestyle, but it's just New York and that's the example. Like Swindon, big up Swindon. They got their own style, London's got their own style. What do you think it's gonna Swindon, come on. What do you reckon that people instead of having the initial attitude and the essence, they're just like doing it for their ego and it's not gonna always die out?
Well, I think all the elements of hip hop have been corrupted in the sense that, you know, it's why do you do it? Your agenda is different because now it's commercialized. So there's people that want to rap because they know that they can get a record deal and become rich and feed their families and get endorsements and things like that, and that's their motivation for doing it. But if you would just do this for nothing, if you do this whether it was money involved or not, that's hip hop. That's hip hop, and that goes for every element. The rap element is the most commercial. It's the one that can be mass produced for the masses. So that's why you have a rap industry. You can't sell b-boys that way. You can't sell DJing that way, and you can't market graffiti. So rap is the most marketable element.
I was just thinking, what's that line Jay-Z says? I'm doing this for the cold crush.
He said I'm overcharging niggas for what they did to the cold crush. Which means he's, you know, I'm taking it out on the industry for what they didn't give to the pioneers back in the day. So in other words, he's robbing from the rich in the name of the poor.
With that said, I'd like to see him put you guys as a support act on his he's got a show coming up in a Yankee Stadium. So
as a matter of fact, yeah, Jay-Z performing at Yankee Stadium.
We need to
start a campaign. You know what I mean? Let them hear from my peoples out here.
Put your money where your
Let's
mouth
go,
is.
man.
Any more questions?
Yeah, man, big up, Kaz, big up stuff.
All right, James.
My question to you is, what's your 3 best breaks for you?
Apache, the Incredible Bongo Band, Just Begun by the Jimmy Castor Bunch, and Sex Machine by James Brown. Give it up, turn it loose.
Yeah.
Live version. Clap your hands. Stomp the beat. Clap your hands up. That one. Those are my 3 favorite breaks. And trust me, there's so many I could name, but if I had to name 3, it would be those 3.
Let me just add, James Knight is a dope DJ as well, man. I keep convincing him to do a live stream with me, but he always shies away. Whenever you watch him do a live stream, he's only got the videos on the decks and his hands. You never see his face.
Ah, okay.
You know what you look like.
Hey, just for the record, right? Number 1, you did a tune with Boogie Black called No Hook. Can you remember that?
Yeah, you heard that?
Man, I did the remix. Hey.
That's what's up.
Now listen, I'll drop another gem on you. You remember Dr. Rock, rest in peace?
Of
I
course.
did a tune with his son.
What?
Bristol.
Very cool. We'll talk.
Welcome to Bristol.
Thank you. Shit.
Just before we take another question, just on the music front, you were involved with the soundtrack to WildStyle as well. Just tell us how you got involved with that.
Charlie Ahern asked me to do the subway theme, which is like, you know, the theme for the film, pretty much.
Incredible show opener as well.
And he had an idea of just depicting the images that we would see in the film and kind of talk about the kind of Lee's dilemma and most of our artists struggle coming up in the city and where we came from. So I just tried to, you know, lay it down as best as possible and as close to, you know, what was going on, because I'm a battle rapper. I would have been like, man, fuck that, this and that, and and he was like, no, cash, no. No, so he pretty much gave the direction for it, and from seeing the film, and you know, you could tell, I knew what I was saying to go along with what you saw.
And Chris Stein from Blondie also played quite a big part as well, creating the breaks for the film as well, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. And that was a big plus for the film as well. Gave it a lot of push.
Any more questions?
Okay. WildStyle was the first film, I guess, but then you have Breakin', you have Beat Street, you know, have all those films that come after it. Like, obviously they were inspired by WildStyle, but are they respected in the scene, or what did you think of them when they came after, where it was like taken from that?
WildStyle is the most, not just the first, but the most authentic hip-hop film ever made. Later on, Hollywood got a hold of it, and budgets got attached to them. So now it's like, hey, we're gonna do this and this and that. You got people acting like people and fake DJs, and so I wasn't really, you know, happy about that, and wasn't really a fan of a lot of those films. Beat Street, I dig, you know, because Beat Street reflected the artists of my era, and I wanted to see them shine in a brighter light than we had. You know what I'm saying? So when I see Melly Mel and the Furious Five and B Street, when I see my sister Sha Rock and Lisa Lee and Debbie D, you know, and people that I know, I was happy. I was happy for them. But that was a Hollywood film as well. You know, Harry Belafonte came there with the production company, and they was like, they wanted the Cold Crush Brothers to audition for B Street. We don't audition to be in a hip hop movie.
You're supposed to add this. You're supposed to add.
Nah.
Disrespect. Yeah, we got another. Just checking, Andy, how we doing for time as well? Because I know a few people want to do some
music.
Yeah. You guys want to do some dancing? Yeah, you're gonna have to dance on the table. How we doing for time, Andy?
Yeah, we're okay. But like a couple more questions if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, man. Welcome to Bristol, Caz.
Thank you.
You talk about obviously WildStyle changing what we know as hip hop and rap. Since that's happened, has there been a crew, an MC that sort of you've stood up and gone, wow, who is this? Who are they? And it's sort of, you know, really changed the game.
Since then, yes, there's been a few different groups and different generations that I said, okay, they're carrying the torch that we set forth in the first place. But the last one, the most recent one, was a group called Coast Contra. Y'all up on Coast Contra? Fucking fire, bro. Okay, fire. That's hip hop. All four of them is like phenomenal. So yeah.
Any more questions? We've got a couple of more questions.
Maybe stole my thunder a little bit, but it was, instead of the last hip hop act that you thought, whoa, so you've lived and breathed it. 1973 you were there, 1983 you were there. That big, amazing event that was there, you lived, breathed it, smelt it. Thank you. So that was fucking brilliant. Anyway, who was the first? We're fans of you. Who did you first become a fan of after you were doing all of this? So was it the KRS ones, the Rakims, the Big Daddy Kanes? Like, who did you, the first bit, not the last, like the Costa Contra, but who was the guys that you thought, I don't know, in the 90s, the late 80s, that you thought, you're doing it?
I would have to say KRS-One, the first KRS-One, and then Rakim.
Yeah. Interesting. Any more questions?
When you started getting interested in music, what was the first system that you and the people that you knew started to record on?
When I first got interested in music, what's the first system that I recorded on? When I first got into music, I didn't record on any system. I was playing on one turntable and playing records. I didn't even have a microphone when I first started doing this thing. By the time we got to a place where we were recording songs, well, I don't even remember the studio. It might be on the record that we did, but it was a little independent studio somewhere in the Bronx where the Cold Crush Brothers recorded Weekend. That was the first time we ever stepped into a studio. We were reluctant to even making records because we didn't see it was necessary until it became necessary. And then by then, it was too late. I mean, it was something you had to jump on right then and there. But yeah, our first record was The Weekend, and it was independent, and it was just on some local studios, I think in the Bronx.
So, I think we're about finished with the questions. I just want to ask, there's two things I want to ask you quickly. The legendary East River Park Amphitheatre, that's in the film, the symbolic place at the end. It no longer exists, it's been demolished as well, isn't it? So what's happened, what's there now?
I haven't been down there really, just driving by. I didn't really notice, but I'm sure they renovated by now. I don't think they replaced the band show though. But yeah, don't give me the line. I don't know what it looks like right now.
So back in the 80s, some of us who were into breakdancing and having battles, we used to go over to Castle Park where the bandstand is. And it used to be a running joke with us. We used to say that's our own amphitheater. We used to go over there for the burn-offs. We used to meet in town and have the battles. Anyone who used to come to the bandstand in the 80s for the burn-offs? See, there's a few people over 20 in there. It's a good feeling. Lastly, before I let you go, how much of a symbolic moment was it to be part of making WildStyle for you?
It was a stamp. It was a stamp of approval from people who didn't do what we do, but appreciated it enough to make a film about it. Kind of validated everything that we were doing when other people was like, why are you doing that crazy shit? Like, you ain't never gonna get nowhere doing that. Like, who does that? And now look.
Here we are.
Yeah.
They said it would never last this long.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you all to stand to your feet as we pay our respect to the legend, Grand Master Caz. Give it up for Caz. Stand up and give it up for Caz. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Alright, now you can do the same. We're going to show you how to really DJ tonight. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for being a great audience.
I've seen watching you doing your mixing.
Hey, how are you doing? You alright?
Yeah. Always cutting it on the... You've got 2 copies of everything, haven't you?
No, but